Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal, and as you can tell by the time of the month and the title, it is time for my round of Pick-pong for the month. Now, before we dive in, I just have to tell you, it is going to be hectic. I have to also fit in 2 other readathons that I am participating in the month of April. So obviously we have G from Book Roast's magical Orilium Readathon. And then we also have the lovely Cassidy, who is hosting the Realm-A-Thon Realm-along. I can't remember what she's calling it, but I will have both those announcement videos linked down below so you can go and check out all the information. So yeah, I have all of the TBR books that I have kind of decided or picked for those that I have to try and fit onto my Pick-pong prompts. It's going to be absolute chaos. So my plan is I am going to do Pick-pong as normal, aiming to get those books on there as best I can. And then at the end, I'll sit down and talk you through what my Pick-pong reads are, like my compulsory ones to pass, and also what my books are for the 2 readathons and what prompts they hit for that. So I will have everything timestamped. So if you want to look at a particular TBR, you can. But yeah, that's how it's going to go. But I just wanted to do a small little introduction, explain that, and also introduce a new rule that I am bringing in for Pick-pong. So I was on live the other day and I said to somebody that I have been reading so many books, just not the books that are on my Pick-pong TBR. And they have said to me, well, why don't you bring in the ability to be able to swap a book out or swap multiple books out as long as they fulfill the prompts. I was like, oh, that kind of defeats the purpose of having like a prompt that you have to try and fulfill. And they were like, well, maybe you have to do something additional to be able to swap it out. So what I'm going to be introducing is, say I have 5 books on my Pick-pong TBR and I read 6 books for the month. I have a bonus book. I am allowed to substitute that bonus book for one of my Pick-pong reads, as long as I have read 1 more than I was meant to. And for every 1 additional book that I read on top of what I was meant to, I am allowed to continue to substitute out. I hope that makes sense. I'll try and explain it a bit more with actual examples when it happens, but that is going to be how it works. So for example, this month, there's 2 books on my TBR that I have not read, but I've read like 6 additional books this month, and 2 of those will fulfill the prompts of the 2 that I haven't been able to fulfill. So I'm counting that as that I'm passing Pick-pong for the month and starting with a reward instead of a punishment. Now I know this will make it so much harder for me to actually take a punishment, but don't worry, because there will still be the rewards and punishments on the bottom of my cup. So there is still possibilities for me to get punishments through the game. I just may not necessarily start with one as often as I have been. Now I'm doing this to be kind to myself because, for those of you who don't know, I am currently with child and we'll be having a baby in the next 2 months or so. So yeah, probably kind of need to start to be a little kinder on myself and allow my ability to mood read, because everyone that I've spoken to that has had children has pretty much said you just read when you can and you read what you feel like. So it's going to be difficult for me to have that restriction in place moving forward. So this is how I'm still maintaining Pick-pong but allowing some flexibility. Let me know in the comments if you think this is completely cheating and you don't like it, and I'll go back to the old ways. But if you agree and you're happy with it, let me know as well, and I will implement it moving forward. But I'm going to be doing that at least for the month of April, because there's too many books I need to read and I may have to swap it out. I mean, I have to read extra to be able to do it. So it's not like I'm completely cheating. I'm just changing the rules a little. My game, my rules. Anyways, so let's get into the throws. I am not going to be doing the throws in my room this month. It's just too tight in here. I'm going to set up in the dining room and do the throws out there from now on. So I will get you relocated to there and we will start the throws. Once that's done, I'll then sit you down and talk to you about all of my other readathons that I'm participating in and my TBRs for those. So as I was saying before, with the new rule, because I didn't finish anything but Fine or Wild by Kristen Hanna, but I read #Murder Trending, which is the one-word title for Wild. And I also read They Both Die in the End, which had a male protagonist, to replace Anything But Fine. I get to substitute these out and it counts as a win because I also read like 5 extra books on top of it, so I'm counting it. So let's find out what my reward is. As always, if you have any rewards or punishment ideas, drop them in the comments down below. But our reward for today is extra ball. This means that I get to use 2 balls for the throw, and if I miss with one, it doesn't count as a miss. If I miss with both, it counts as just 1 miss. And if both go in, it counts as 2 prompts. So I get to hit 2 prompts with 1 throw. So it could go one of 3 different ways, depending on how good a thrower I am. Okay, so throw number 1 with 2 balls. Let's see if I can get 2 prompts at once. That'd be a great start. Ooh, I did get 1 in though, so the miss doesn't count. The in is what's the success. So let's see what prompt it is. Okay, so it is an Insta poll. So I will put a poll up on my Instagram now, and then we will wait and see what people choose. And then I will put whatever the result is up on the screen at the end of the video when I'm talking about my TBRs. The 2 books that I'm going to put on the Insta poll are the longest and the shortest book on my potential TBR for the month. SEO Trot by Roald Dahl and The Stand by Stephen King. Let's see who's kind. And I totally didn't notice it has a reward on it, so I get an additional reward. Let's replace the prompt first and find out what the new one's gonna be. Odd page number. And my additional reward is +1 life. So this means that if I do end up with 5 misses, it doesn't count as a additional punishment. So I get an additional life, which means I have to get a whole extra round of 5 misses for me to gain a punishment. Okay, throw number 2 for book number 2. And we got Standalone, and it does have what I think is a green dot on it. I got Anthony to draw these on today, so I'm thinking that is a reward. So yeah, Standalone with another reward. This is going great. Now for this one, I am going to pick A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness because it is on both of my Readathon TBRs. And we will replace that prompt with Intimidating, and it actually has a punishment on it from last time, and I'm going to keep that there. Now my 3rd reward for the day is -1 miss. Now obviously if I don't use a reward this month, I do get to carry it over to next month. Throw number 3 for book number 3. I like this new setting. I'm doing much better in the kitchen than I do in my tiny little room. And we got finished series, and it has a punishment on it. I spoke too soon. So this just has to be a series that is finished. Like all books in this series are published. It's not me finishing a series. So let me have a think about what I want to read, because I don't think any of the books on my hopeful list are part of finished series. Let me have a look though. Okay, so I've gone to Anthony's bookshelf for this one because he's wanted me to read this for a really long time, and it does actually do really well on the readathons that I am participating in. And that is Leanne Hearn's Across the Nightingale Floor, which is the Tales of a Tory series, which I am under the understanding is finished. There is no more books in this series coming out. So that is what I'm going to be reading for finished series. And we will replace that prompt with Gilmore Girls. So this is just any book that's mentioned on the Gilmore Girls. And my first punishment of the game is Anthony throw. Anthony, are you up for a throw? He's studying at the moment, so I don't know if he's going to be up for it. I'll go check. All right, I convinced him. He's not happy about walking away from his study, but he says it's going to be quick. And I said, well, you just have to get it in on your first throw. Go.
Is there a line I need to stand behind?
Just on the carpet. Pretty much is where I stand.
Not even throw.
Let's stand back.
What are the rules? Do I need to bounce it off the table?
No, just throw into a cup.
I'll do it under here. There you go.
And of course the motherfucker got intimidating with the punishment on it because he didn't know it was there to avoid. Alright, Grinch, you can go away now. So there's only really one book that can be chosen for this, and I've already put it on my Instagram poll, but I'm going to change. I haven't put my Instagram poll up yet because I'm filming on my phone, I realized. So I'll change what I put in my Instagram poll. The Stand is going to be this intimidating one. It's the only one that can go on here. Paige and I are hosting Stand by Me-a-thon in April, and we are reading The Stand 80 pages a day to get through this chonker. I am so intimidated by this, and it's fitting. It has to be what I choose for this prompt. So I will be picking different books for my Insta poll, and I will just put up my choices when I end up doing that and showing you. But that's what I'm choosing for intimidating. And we will replace that prompt with TBR game. And the punishment from that is backwards throw. Oh crap. I am so glad I have that +1 life and the -1 miss, because this is going to go terribly wrong. So as it's pretty self-explanatory, I'm going to have to stand backwards and throw over my shoulder to get it in. Oh my god, this is a really bad idea. Okay. Did that go in? I rebounded off something. I don't even know what of, but it went in the cup. Like it is in this cup. What the fuck? Okay. And it is a 2020 release. So let's find a 2020 release. I am shooketh. I am shooketh that that actually went in. And that's our 5th and final book as well, with no misses for the entire game of Ping-pong. I am shooketh. All right, let's find a 2020 release. Okay, so this 2020 release that I'm going to do, I don't actually own a copy of physically, is The House of the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I managed to get every book I needed to on this TBR is somehow already on one of my TBRs already. That trick shot was insane. What the fuck is going on? My good luck is just insane today. I'm gonna take it. We're gonna roll with it. Let's go sit down and talk about what my TBRs are for the 2 readathons that I'm participating in. I am still shooketh. Oh my god. Okay, so let me get comfy and let's talk about this. So the 2 readathons that I am participating in, I mentioned at the start. We have the Magical Orilium Readathon by G from Book Roast. Then we have Cassidy's awesome Realm-A-Thon. So for Cassidy's Realm-A-Thon, I am on Team Serenade, which is the water clan that is co-led by Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. And for that, I had a list of books that I wanted to try and get on, because I knew that they were going to either gain me a lot of points or lose my alternate team a lot of points. So the ones that I want to put on that TBR is No Exit, which I didn't manage to get on this TBR, which is fine. The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, also didn't get it on this TBR, but that is fine. I have the audiobook for both, and they'll be good light thrillers to kind of break things up. The Stand by Stephen King, because I knew that I was reading it anyway, so I figured I may as well put it on this TBR, and it gains my team 11 points. So I mean, it's not a bad read to read, other than its size. So yeah, that was my intimidating read, so that will be on my Serenade TBR as well. House on the Cerulean Sea which I managed to get on here, which allows me to minus 11 points from another team. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which allows me to add 9 points to my team. Plus, it also gives me the subgenre bonus. So that's even better. I think that's 2 extra points. I'm not sure. So maybe 11 points. And then Across the Nightingale Floor by Leanne Hearn, which I also managed to get on this TBR, which again allows me to add 11 points to my team. So I did really well with this. I'm so confused as to how I did this well. Anyways, so that happened. So my actual PickPong, I'm getting so confused by this. Let me start again. My actual PickPong TBR is these 4 books plus The House on the Cerulean Sea. My Realm-A-Thon TBR is these 3 books plus House on the Cerulean Sea plus No Exit plus Last Time I Lied. Now we go to the magical readathon hosted by G from Book Roast. And I'm tossing up between wanting to be a Beastmaster and a healer. I want to be a Beastmaster, but it means I'm going to have to read more books in the August equinox. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a fairly new baby then. It's also my birthday month. I'm also hosting a readathon myself that month. Maybe I'm better off going for the healer, which has less books to read both equinoxes. And I'm like, no, I want to be a Beastmaster. So to become a Beastmaster, I have to read 5 books. Elemental Studies, which is a book less than 100 pages. So for that, I'm going to be reading SEO Trot by Royal Dahl. Animal Studies, which is a quick read. For that, I'm going to be doing A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, because I've heard that once you start, you can't really stop. It's really quick. And I also have the audiobook for it, so I'm expecting it to be a quick read. Alchemy features romance. Anthony has assured me that Across the Nightingale Floor does feature some kind of romance in it. It's obviously not its main theme, but there is romance in there, so that covers that. Restoration is a book that features healers, and for that I'm going to be reading Rat Queens Volume 1, because Becca from Becca and the Books has talked about this so much and sold it to me so much, and when I saw that it was on a list of books that had healers in it, I knew that this was like the ultimate time for me to pick it up, and it's on Hoopla, so I'm able to get a copy really easily, so that's what I'm going to be doing for that. And then the one book that I didn't manage to get on the TBR, well, there's 2, is my Buzzwordathon book for the month and the book that I need to read that has mythology inspired for my final prompt for the magical readathon. So that is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, because obviously the Buzzwordathon this month is small, big, like size words. And Cinder by Melissa Myers, because that is the lore-inspired book that I am choosing. So this is going to be my poll pick. What I will do is I will put an Instagram poll up now and see what happens. And I will put the results here as to what was chosen. And that will be the book that I will be reading for the poll pick for PickPong that I have to read in order to complete PickPong. And then it does kind of help out my readathon, yes and no, but it also helps me do the Buzzwordathon challenge. So it's kind of like either way I'm winning, but only one actually helps me with my readathon TBR, if that makes sense. Anyways, the results are here. This is the book that I'm reading, but I'll probably be reading both of them anyways. So all up for the month, this is my hopeful TBR plus these books here. Wish me luck. And thank you so much for tuning in to this crazy episode of PickPong. The playlist of all of my PickPongs are down below if you haven't seen them and you do want to like join the chaos. If you have made it this far and you don't have a comment to put down below, like I'm sure there'll be plenty about what the hell was that trick shot. But if you don't have anything to say, then drop a planet emoji in the comments down below. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and happy reading.